Good evening. My topic is that the QMS, that is Quality Management System, and regulatory oversights during various manufacturing stages of nuclear power plant components within India as well as abroad. So my topic will be covered in like this. I briefly touch upon, even everybody knows about this, but about NPCIL, presently what we are having in execution of various power plants and then operating plants. And also introduction to quality management system at NPCIL, which we follow and implement at various stages of our life cycle of the power plants. What are the functions of and processes of Quality Assurance Directorate, which is the overall responsibility of NPCIL to maintain and implement the various quality assurance aspects, and oversight during manufacturing of various NPP components, both mechanical, electrical, and control instrumentation, etc. And I will touch upon one or two slides on quality assurance during the project's execution as well as the operating plants, and independent assessments which we carry out at various stages of NPPs also been covered in one or two slides, and then conclusion. So you know that this is our presence about our NPCIL, various power plants. Presently 24 reactors are in operation, amounting to 8180 megawatts. This is where we are. We are many companies in one. About 10 activities are there, where quality and safety are integral part of all these activities. And we are expertise in multiple reactor technologies, both BWRs at Tarapur, PHWR, as well as VVR at Kudankulam. These are the various operating plants, reactors in operation, 24 reactors, amounting to 8180. And we have a record of impeccable safety record, of excellence in safety culture, and no incident of release of radioactivity beyond the stipulated limits in public domain over 58 years of reactor operation. This is the landmark of achievement of operating reactors. We have continuous operation for more than a year registered as NPCIL's reactors, which includes not only in the safety, nuclear safety, as well as quality, which we inculcate in all the activities being managed by NPCIL. Now, to have the overall quality management system, which is defined, and also the requirement of ARB SCQA, as well as Safety GSR Part 2, we have developed a corporate management system document, which gives what are the responsibilities of various groups or the directorates to maintain nuclear safety and quality in all the activities we encounter. That includes design, procurement, manufacturing, construction, commissioning, and operation of NPPs. These QA programs, all phases are developed and implemented and maintained by the respective directorates of NPCIL. And CMD is developed by us, and then the CMD, based on corporate management system document, all the directorates, projects, and stations develop their own QMS, that is quality management system documentation, for their implementation. And as our directorate is certified as per ISO 9001 in the 1996. It was the first directorate in NPCIL to be certified based on ISO 9001. And presently we are with 2015. To implement the present topic is that what are the regulatory oversight or quality assurance QMS which is followed during the manufacturing of various components. See, the manufacturing takes place all over India at various manufacturing facilities as far as the PSW components are concerned. However, some of the components which belongs to VVR also be manufactured within India. So we have 12 offices or 12 regional QA centers which cater the requirement of stage-wise quality surveillance requirements. All the NPPs and production stations also we have our own quality assurance groups which are responsible to maintain and implement various requirements as per the QMSD of the respective production stations. In addition to that, our director also provides QA services at other parts of the world, like in Russia and Europe and Asian countries, where various components or equipments are being manufactured for Kudankulam reactors 3 to 6, as well for 1 and 2 for as far as spares are concerned. I'm sorry. The QS engineers have been identified who are the task performers who are responsible for ensuring quality at their area of works. See, while selection of the QS engineers, particularly to develop a quality assurance engineer, it takes minimum 2 to 3 years. We have to provide the knowledge about the plant operations, plant maintenance, and also technical services. In addition to that, we also train them in the various non-destructive examination techniques and methods so that they should be able to independently provide the quality assurance as per the requisite specification drawings and documents, approved documents. And all these functionaries are committed for implementation of QMS so that the quality policy and objectives of our company is achieved. So is already covered. Then QA team deputed Russia, we have in Russia about 10 regions. We have inspection personnel, about 26, which takes care of the requirement of quality surveillance. And all these engineers are reporting to our senior quality engineer, who is the head of the QA, who is the overall responsibility and perform the oversight functions at these facilities. Now these are the various regions within India. There are 12 regions are there, and some of the regions are located within the manufacturing plant itself. For example, Trichy, Bhopal, Trichy, where our reactor headers are under manufacturing, in addition to the steam generators for fluid mode reactors and other 7 megawatt reactors. In Bhopal, D286 are in manufacturing stage, and Hazira, both Calendria, end shields, and reactor headers and simulators are in manufacturing stage, and Dahej stimulators are under manufacturing. These are the, this is a slight Russian Federation where many of the KKNPP components are under manufacture. There are about 60 to 70 manufacturing facilities are there, which are spread over entire Russian Federation as well as Europe, and some of the are at Asian countries also like Korea. Now, what are the functions of our process of quality management system? We are responsible for quality assurance activities, quality surveillance activities, pre-service and in-service inspection during operation of the NPPs as well as during the project stage, software quality assurance for IV&V activities of computer-based systems, and production station coordination for QA activities and other functions which includes various independent assessments. See, we have a system of register various, see, once the component is, the design is completed, the specifications have been prepared, and the procurement stage starts. The requisition from the various procurement directorates, various procurement groups or indenting officers from the stations and projects are received by us. So, various administrative steps have been taken, such as identification of the individuals, assigning of QA jobs, individuals depending upon the authorization. See, in our system, we authorize each and every QS engineer depending upon their discipline and experience and entity qualifications, so that whatever the activity they perform at the manufacturing facility to meet the comply the requirements. Now, before going further, each and every person or inspection personnel study the requirements carefully, as well as that includes the specifications, that is technical specifications, as well as the quality assurance plans and the applicable approved drawings. We always work with the approved documents by verifying the current revision numbers based on the data given by the designer or procurement directorate. And these engineers also monitor the various QA activities and they conclude about the inspection which perform. These are the various inputs which have already been specified earlier. And the basic issue is that if you see the manufacturers, You cannot consider all the manufacturers the same because there are nuclear equipments are there like steam generators and class 1 components. The various categories are there, QA1, QA2, QA3 as per ASME section 3 NB requirements, NB and CND components are there. Similarly, in case of a Russian Federation, in case of EVVRs, those components have been classified as QA1, QA2, QA3 category. And finally, there are other components are there which are NNA systems. We have already provided or developed guidelines if the purchase is being taken place from the traders. And also where the availability of the collected material, test certificates are not available, we have to develop our own sampling mechanisms. Some administrative steps have been taken after receipt of the QS requisition. These are basically each and every requisition for quality surveillance have been thoroughly examined. All the requisite documents are available or not. If the documents are properly approved by the competent authority or not, because in engineering and procurement, we have a list of authorizations are there. Even persons have been identified based on the experience, they have been authorized to verify and approve certain documentation. On receipt of the documents, QSNEs review the documents available with the requisition. We have online system is available, which shows that anyone within India can log into it and check what is the status of the various QS activities, what type of inspections have been carried out, what are the limitations during inspection, and what are the non-conformances that have been generated during the process of various inspection activities. And we have a communication is established completely with the supply status of the job, expert data of the quality, because we have a system of first getting the various QS requests, QS inspection calls to the respective QS offices. And we also monitor the performance of the various QS activities. And inspection visits are planned to provide the adequate coverage. And response to the inspection call also is made keeping the delivery schedule in mind, because that is also important for us. Not only the quality system, rather the inspection stages, we have to look into that timely the components have to be delivered to the project so that to meet the project schedules and operating plan schedules. And being the expertise in various NDT methods and techniques, QAD is also taken a responsibility to review all the NDT procedures and quality assurance plans developed by the vendor, and that is before acceptance of these documents. These are the list of the various QS requisitions received over the past 1 year. We manage around 1,500 purchase case files, QS files. On an average, we receive about 70 to 100 quality surveillance requests from various operating plants, projects and stations, and from headquarters and procurement. These are the various key performance indicators which we monitor at Russian Federation as well as third countries. We have, in quality assurance plan, we have a number of stages are there. Each stage is considered as one control point, control of inspections. So, in a month, every month, approximately around 10,000 control points have been covered by the inspection personnel outside India. Whereas within India, we cover almost 15 to 18,000 control points have to be covered, means control stages have to be covered. So we also regularly monitors that each and every stage, every week there is a review process will be there within the directorate, which monitors and examines and review these control points. See, during the manufacturing stage, at various stages, there are various control points are specified, like some are review stages, some are the witness points, some are the hold points. See, we have to ensure that before closing the witness point or the hold point, all the stages have to be covered. Now we have that system of each and every stage to be cleared when the inspection is completed. A certain process is being followed at Russian Federation. The similar process have been introduced in Indian manufacturers also. For example, if a particular hydrostatic test is already witnessed at a certain stage, each and every agencies which have been associated with this particular stage have to physically sign those quality assurance plans. That indicates that there are no balance activities pending for further stages. So that meticulously we follow these requirements. See, we have a certain quality objectives. These quality objectives have been identified at the end of, at the beginning of each year. These quality activities have been to monitor these activities at each and at regular intervals. See, these are non-conformances. During the manufacturing stage, any non-conformance with reference to the manufacturing stages or the specifications have to be properly documented. So these non-conformance NCs, if any, in case of any deviation is there, those will affect the performance of the equipment, has to be put up to the designer for his acceptance, and approval is obtained accordingly. Then only the next activity will be taken care. We also carry out the internal audits of all the RQSC's offices, as well as not only within India, as well as at Russian Federation also, we do the internal audits to ensure that proper stages have been, programs have been followed scrupulously or not. Another function is that assessment functions. That is actually the oversight is nothing but independent assessment of the performance. So here we have a assessment we plan and carry out as part of our QA process. It is a built-in integrated program, and we carry out internal audits. We have also carried out external assessment. And in addition to this, we also carry out the corporate QA audits at various operating plants and also projects, frequency of once in 6 months. And at operating plants, we do the implementation of PSIS activities, and its criteria also we audit. And we also started having the independent verification and oversight activities. These are other than the corporate QA audits, where 1 or 2 persons identified with the requisite experience, they visit the QA offices or the manufacturing stages when the job is going. And generally, the audit is done when the job is completed, but we don't do that way. When the job is in progress, we carry out the independent assessment so that many of the latent, gaps we can identify with this methodology. And third-party assessment also, which includes certification bodies like ISO, and as well as VANO and regulatory reviews also been in place. So outcome of all these assessments are reviewed and deliberated and implemented as part of the CAPA, that is corrective and preventive actions. We also carry out the vendor evaluations. Before placing the order, there is a system exists with us, which we review the capabilities and the capacity of the various vendors, whether it is able to manufacture the requisite components as per the technical specification or not. A separate team forms independent team, having various personnel from procurement directorate, engineering directorate, and also from qualification directorate. These are the manufacturing process control. In process control, where whereas some of the stages are involved in the manufacturing process, which includes planning, that is pre-planning, process qualification. I'll come back to that. One more slide is there. Process control planning and control equipment, machining and instrument measuring tools, and quality planning. There are some of the activities which carry out at Russian Federation and third countries, where we carry out the independent verification, quality surveillance of the various equipments. Also, we perform the as I told you that explained to that there are about 60 to 70 manufacturers over the Russian Federation, where all the manufacturers which manufacture of QA1, QA2 category are been audited at regular intervals, and the feedbacks have been discussed at various forums. As far as the third-party inspections are concerned, see, within India there are many inspection agencies are there, whereas we insist on all the manufacturers to have their own quality assurance manpower, because you see that we have a various experience we got from inspection agencies. Even though they are qualified from ASNT of various ND qualifications, definitely we interview them before putting them into the job. Because what we found is that even though they are having a level 2 qualification in various NDT methods, but the level of knowledge and confidence is very limited, because they don't have any practical experience in implementing the various activities. To avoid that, or to ensure that those personnel, even though they have the NDT qualifications, are properly doing their job or not, we reassess them based on their experience and certifications. We insist the certification in NDE by ISNT only, because this is the governing body we have, where specific certification program is being maintained. In addition to that, to have the independent verification validation of various CBA systems, we have a separate group, that is software quality assurance, which are involved in the CBA systems IV and V activities during project stages, during the manufacturing stage of the various electrical and control instrument systems and components, as well as during the operation stages, where some feedbacks or the modifications are being carried out based on the various feedback during operation. PSI is a requirement. These are the which are the various governing requirements for ensuring the healthiness of the various structures, systems, and components during the operation stage. In NPCIL, we have structured the program for pre-service inspection during the manufacturing site itself at the manufacturing facility before the component or equipment leaves from the site. Because if you don't do the pre-service inspections of various welds or the areas, sometimes once you install these equipments at the projects, there can be inaccessibility which may come up during the various other components interference. So to avoid that, we now implemented the program PSI at the manufacturer itself. We also have a system and guidelines and structured programs are available to ensure the quality surveillance during the various civil construction activities at the project stage. These are some of the areas we provide the quality surveillance and quality assurance. Regulatory oversight. As part of the regulatory activities, regulatory oversight during the manufacture is also carried out by AARB for the two main functions or activities of QAD. One is that quality surveillance of activities which is being undertaken by various RQACs. They interact with all the RQAC engineers, QS engineers, and also they go through the documentation and the methodology we follow during various QS activities at the manufacturing facilities. Independent assessment, whatever we carry out these corporate Q audits by vendors, also they look into it. The outcome of these regulatory oversights, we are utilizing very effectively and scrupulously, and whatever the feedbacks are there, actions are initiated from NPCIL. For those observations, suggestions have been made by the regulator. Both these oversight activities by regulator are creating a positive awareness among manufacturers and helping for further enhancement of the understanding the requirements of the nuclear equipment. So also, it helps us to do the gap analysis and experience sharing with respect to the international regulatory requirements and practices. Now, there are some of the equipments which I will go through it quickly. There are the tube insertion is completed at steam generators, where we follow the independent oversight of various critical activities. This is one of the critical activities that I have identified here. This is the TTS well joint of steam generators, which are being under manufacture at L&T Hazira, as well as at BHL Trichy. These are the which has been done during the heat treatment of the various flywheels of PCPs. These are the reactor headers, where a lot of one feedback I would like to give you here is that these forgings are imported from Italy, forging manufacturers. What we found out during the oversight is that the forging takes place there, and they give the rough machine forgings, which comes back to India for further machining operations. During this operation, see, the ultrasonic testing standards or the sensitivity standards have been given at the forging manufacturing facility, taking into consideration what is the final thickness at that facility. But whereas, once you reach the forgings in India, we have to do some machining, which reduces the thickness to the required thickness. Where during this process, some of the areas where we cannot properly assess, rather approach for ultrasonic examination, there the requirement of sensitive standards are entirely different than the starting of the forging. Now we are insisting at the forging manufacturer itself to follow the sensitivity requirements of ultrasonic testing, which is required at the final product stage. This we have introduced also, and we are maintaining it. There are some of the equipments belongs to electrical and other systems, safety leader system. These are safety chillers for KK NPP 34. And we also During EMCSR activities, various components have been are to be replaced, like this PST headers. So structured program is available with us, and based on the past experience, we have modified and enhanced various quality requirements in these particular components, so that any stage of non-inspectability is there, doesn't exist in that. These are the emission intelligence tests which are required for OECS of all the operating stations. These are the various development activities also. See, when we go for the development of any critical component, we have to have a proper qualification program through which that development has to be taken place, because whatever the inaccessibilities are there which may come up afterwards, we may not be able to do it. So a structured quality program, mission program is developed for those development activities which are doing for the first time. This also has been implemented at Russian Federation, where suppose any particular valve has to be developed. For that, they go for the valves. A single valve will be produced, and all the activities like type testing will be done on these valves before going for the serial production. So they also produce the qualification program to ensure that all the activities which are going to be there for the serial operations are being installed and implemented. These are some of the components for PCP development. They are the reactivity control mechanism, drive systems for which are core components of the sealing plugs. These are some of the electrical components which we go for the various checks during the manufacturing operations. These are the switchgear components which we do witness the tests and go for the I&V activities during the FAT, what we call that is factory acceptance test, that also we perform. These are some of the components which have been manufactured in outside, that is in Europe, that is CCW pumps for the KKNPP34 and some of the important valves. These are one of the components, that is, these are the pipe fittings which are under manufacturing at Tech2B, Italy, where Tarapur 1 and 2, it is under shutdown, both the units. We are replacing the class, that is reactor recirculation piping, along with the other small diameter piping having a sizes of 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch sizes are under replacement. So these are the, one example I would like to give you here is that, see, in all entire contracts or the specifications, the inspection, as I said earlier, that inspection has to be performed by the supplier or the manufacturer's representative. See, going ahead with the inspection agencies like some of the inspectors like the Bureau Veritas, and these are, even you cannot completely believe those inspections, because what we observed is that one of the cases come here in this condition, ultrasonic examination of the forgings. So there are certain requirements are there where notch sizes and notch locations have to be identified in the calibration block. When our inspection, we also carry out the inspections on the sample basis. What we found out is that in the calibration block, notch has been formed. But what they did is that instead of 25 notch, they have done this rectangular block completely, they made end-to-end notch. And they have covered, leaving 25 mm with a tape. See, this is the knowledge they have there. So we cannot believe the inspection agencies on face of it. So that is the reason we insist that all the manufacturers have to depute their experienced and inspection personnel to the various manufacturing facilities. This is being followed by L&T as well as BHL and Godrej, where they specifically deploy their own QA experience manpower to go ahead with the inspection activities. These are some of the key performance indicators, 2 slides. These are the indicators which we monitored on monthly basis, which includes response time. And this is our yearly magnitude of the QS activities. We have, as I told earlier, that 3,000 inspection report clearances we give yearly, and some of the QS reports, we do 50 plus corporate Q audits, 20 plus independent oversight activities, and internal audits also, and vendor evaluations 20 to 30 per year. And anyway, we have a structured organization setup with us, and having qualified and authorized manpower, well-developed communication infrastructure, and online information system, excellent work environment, and QA director also provides services to the other external customers, which earns a revenue for NPCIL. I would like to conclude this way. QA Directorate of NPCIL is ensuring that the required quality of the products is achieved during manufacture by following a well-established quality management system for all the nuclear component activities, structures, systems, and components. This directorate is playing an active role in providing assurance that the requirements of safety, reliability, and quality are met at the manufacturing stages for all the components. Oversight functions are playing very important role in achieving the overall goal about quality and safety of NPPs. NPCIL is committed to the quality. Actually, now this is the quality month of November. We are committed and we are also implementing this quality from the compliance to performance excellence in all our activities. Thank you.